Did you know that 17 Christians are killed for their faith every day in Nigeria? You can be a hero in this silent war. Join us and make a difference to help save lives. Visit equippingthepersecuted.org now to start your monthly donation, which will help create sustainable hope and take action to help protect an orphan or care for a widow. That's equippingthepersecuted.org. Candace Owens, thinking of someone that, man, just looks better and better every time I watch her show. She's brought her A game. But she's also, in terms of content, brought her A game as well. She's been crushing it, exposing Kamala Harris with this fake background. Can you walk us through that? I find this fascinating. I find it, all of these people from Obama to Stephen A. Smith, to whoever the president of France is. All these people got these mysterious backgrounds, and she's kind of connected the dots and is getting some attention right now because Kamala seems to be lying about her black grandmama, and all you had to do was be a black woman to figure it out. But anyway, fill us in.
Yes, Jason, this has been so delicious to watch. It's been so good. It's like eating beef ribs. And it's just been very tasty. So she started out a few weeks ago and she just started kind of putting it out there that she didn't believe Kamala was black. It started because of how they came at Janet Jackson. So this was Candace saying, I'm going to get you back for coming at Janet Jackson the way that they did because of what she said. So it's been a little deep dive and she's been taking us through it. Then she went on vacation, then came back and bam, like we've seen her talk to someone that kind of knew the family, but not really. But then yesterday, this was a woman who actually knew the grandmother that Candace kept saying, I don't think this is her. I don't believe this is her. She just started uncovering a lot of facts just from people emailing her and messaging her and telling her where to look. And this Jamaican lady on yesterday knew so much about the grandmother. I mean, she began to tell details that Candace had never revealed to the audience. So this had to be someone that was in the know. Speaking of her kids, which was Donald Harris, Kamala's father's brother. And so she began to just talk about this woman very affectionately. But when they asked her and showed the picture of the lady that that Kamala had in her book, she said, that's not her. Like, that woman is not her. So Candace believes that the woman Kamala has in her book was actually a housekeeper or someone that actually served her real grandmother, because her real grandmother was rich. She had businesses, and apparently her ancestors owned slaves. So this is just blown out the water. But of course, we know mainstream media probably won't pick it up, but it was trending all day yesterday.
And some today over X. I want to play, let's start with SOT number 9. This is Kamala Harris's family friend on Harris's grandmother and photo, saying that the photos are fake. Let's start with SOT number 9.
Mm-hmm. And Miss Beryl, by the way, I see Vice President Harris on the box, and I sit up straight and I think, my God, she looks so much like Miss Beryl. Her facial features, the only thing is Miss Beryl was much smaller in stature, but
well, okay, if Miss Beryl, because Kamala is very fair-skinned.
Right.
Was Beryl fair-skinned?
Yes, she was.
She was?
She was. She was fair-skinned.
She was? Okay.
Yes, she was very fair-skinned.
Oh.
With black hair.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So she was so fair-skinned that now that I'm older and I can spot people by their skin coloring, etc., for me, I would say there was something Irish there.
How interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say somewhere along the line, she would have had ancestors that were Irish. Yes.
Actually, can I show you a photograph?
Of course.
Of an old lady.
Yes.
And some people speculate that this is Miss Burial.
Right.
So, sorry, bear
That's
with me.
okay.
I am so untechnological.
Okay.
It's just pathetic.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. Nah, that's not Miss Beryl.
That's not Miss Beryl.
That's definitely not Miss Beryl.
Okay.
That's not Miss Beryl.
So,
and
I think you have to just show.
Yeah.
So,
that is not Miss Beryl.
That's not Miss Beryl.
Definitely not Miss Beryl.
Okay.
And I know what she looks like. I couldn't have been in a dream, and she definitely did not look like that.
There's another person, but could that be Miss Beryl?
No, that's not
Miss
Beryl. That's
either.
not Miss Beryl either.
Okay.
Don't know who that is.
Okay.
Miss Beryl in Kamala's book is this dark-skinned, older black woman, obviously, much darker than Kamala Harris, probably around Shamika's skin tone, and allegedly, this woman is saying no. Miss Beryl was a white woman of Irish descent. I want to play this other clip, and this is where Candace Owens, for a long time, has been criticized. She ain't black. She don't talk like us. When we say God is good, she didn't say all the time. Blah blah. all this stuff to discredit her. But I'll give her credit on this as it relates to Miss Beryl. Sounds like all the black women I know. Let's play the clip. Clip number 7.
All right, so all of this was really just common sense. I know it's not that common anymore, but it really was common sense from the beginning. And I want people to know, let the record show, let the history books show that all I did was conduct basic black people science. I looked at this photo here, the photo that Kamala put in her book of her and Grandma Beryl, and I said, no. Scientific consensus rejects this theory for a ton of reasons. One of them being, I just didn't feel like this woman was her grandma. I have a Caribbean grandma. They're all up in your face. I don't feel the affection in this photo. I'm not thinking this is a very dark woman. I'm not thinking this is the mother of Donald Harris at all. Like, I know genetics can be funky, but I was going, this woman does not look like she owned and operated a store. There were so many things that were throwing me off. Even the whole story of the grandparents owning all of these stores. I'm going, what are you talking about? 1914 to 1938 in Jamaica, but we were just getting out of slave chains. And you're telling me like your family just became like so dominant and we're running these dry goods stores and this grandma had that. Something was off, okay? And what was off was just the photos they were presenting. These people were too black. And then once we started looking into it, the fact that her campaign just shut off the tap on speaking about her blackness. They just wanted to move on as if she had never said it. It was the entire brand. Remember, that's the pitch. She's going to be the first black female president of the United States. The media was trying to sell that, to force feed that to us. And I said, Black scientific theory says, no, this ain't your grandma.
That may be Candace's blackest moment, and I hate to even talk like that and say that, but she sounded like every black woman I know from my family, and long before Jerry Springer was doing DNA, black grandmamas was calling babies, no, that ain't your baby, don't even worry about it, that's not your baby. That's been going on for a year, or, boy, that's your baby, cut it out.
Right.
Don't tell that lie. Look at that, and they dropped the N-word, look at that. Look at his nose. That's your baby. Shut up.
Yeah.
That's how Candace sounded to me, and she's, yeah.
Yeah, and she's right. If you were posing with your grandmother, and of course, my grandma is not Caribbean, but there would be some affection that could be seen through the picture. This woman is standing there looking like, I don't know why I'm here. Why does she want to take a picture with me? Like, there's no affection at all. So the things that Candace went through the book and pointed out, they're so spot on. I never got the book, but when Candace went through and said, look at this, there were pictures where Kamala said, sporting my afro. And like, she just really went out of her way to say, I'm Black. And Candace is right. Her campaign really backed away from that. And she started to act as if it was too beneath her to mention it. I'm not going to entertain that. I know who I am. Well, apparently you do. You know that you are an Indian, an Irish woman, and you've been cosplaying Black, and I think that needs to be in the mainstream.
It's funny. All of these people, these plants, these installed people, they write these books full of fantasy information, and if you just take the time to read the book, you can see all the lies. They become obvious. I'm, not shocked that Candace Owens figured this out. Not shocked that Kamala Harris has a fake history, made up history. At some point, we have to start. And again, I know I did a very inappropriate, politically incorrect show called Mixed Nuts. I'm just sorry. It's just factual. They're picking out these mixed heritage people on purpose. And they got some confusion. Many of them are vulnerable. I'm not saying all of them, but there is a pattern here. Remember Sean King, the white dude that's telling everybody he's Black, and they lied on my birth certificate. I know that white man looks just like me, but that ain't my daddy. My mama told me she slept with a Black. They all have these. You look at me and my mother and father, and it's like, yep, that's your boy. That's look at that nose spread out across. That looks like somebody off that tree. You get the mixed people, and you can play games. They played games with Barack Obama. We've done shows here that I've gotten in trouble. Wikipedia has been on my back because we brought up the fact that, like, hey man, why does Barack Obama's kids look like these people that work for Barack Obama? And we just put the pictures up, and it's all a pattern. And just like they run away from it. Someone just pointed out to me that ever since I pointed out the flaw or the holes in Matt Barnes's KKK story in high school, now he's doing interviews, and that topic doesn't come up anymore. He was running around telling everybody, man, I got attacked by the KKK. These people, mixed nuts. If you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss a moment of Fearless.